On Kankara kidnapping, 17 more students escape abductors' nest.
Let us come up open and seek for help.
The National Assembly calls for accelerated action on rescue of abducted students.
We are ready to carry 3 at the back, 1 at the front.
Plus, increasing concerns over public disregard for COVID-19 preventive guidelines as hope rises over anticipated vaccination in Nigeria. Hello and welcome to Network News, reaching you live from Abuja. I'm Ian Ray John. Reading with me tonight are Adiola Komia Kere in Lagos, while Ogochukwuka Ona will be joining us from our Benin Network Center. Thank you for joining us. 17 out of the missing 333 abducted students of Government Science Secondary School, Kankara, have escaped from their abductors. This was confirmed by the Director General Media to Katsina State Governor Abdul Labaran Malumfashi in a telephone interview with correspondent Shehu Adamu.
It will be recalled that on Saturday night, armed bandits attacked Government Science Secondary School Kankara and abducted 333 students of the school, which was established in 1980. And since the abduction, security are working tirelessly to rescue the students without collateral damage. To this end, 17 out of the missing 333 students have escaped from their abductors. Speaking to NTA News on telephone, Director General Media to Katsina State Governor Abdul Labaran Malumfashi said government is doing everything humanly possible to rescue the remaining missing students. Meanwhile, parents of some of the abducted students have expressed optimism on the commitment of government in rescuing their children and pledged to accord all the necessary support and cooperation to the authorities.
Approaching of this money, in fact, it started giving me an impression that inshallah, our people will be great, inshallah.
It is against this background that the special advisor to Katsina State Governor on security matters, Ibrahim Ahmed Katsina, appealed for more understanding as security operatives are doing their best to bring back the abducted students. In Katsina, Shehu Adamu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Senate has condemned the recent abduction of some students from Government Science Secondary School, Kankara, Katsina State, and called for an expeditious rescue mission by security agencies. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports.
Recent abduction of some students from Government Science Secondary School, Kankara, Katsina State, was the focal point this time. Senator Bello Mandia moved the motion, which highlighted the many security issues in Nigeria and called on President Muhammadu Buhari to consider and implement the recommendations of the Senate Ad hoc Committee on Nigeria's security challenges.
If no immediate action is taken to rescue Kankara schoolboys, their fate may be sealed in the hands of terrorists. Yesterday, armed bandits were roaming the street of Tagina, and Beji is just about 20 kilometers to Mina.
Why can't we seek for help outside? Let us come up open and seek for help.
Security concerns continued with Senator Abubakar Kyari, drawing the attention of the Senate to the attack on the IDP camp where Nigerians are camped in Niger Republic, which led to the killing of 37 persons.
Urge the federal government to send, as a matter of urgency, medical and emergency relief materials to the victims of this attack, to return our displaced refugees in other countries.
The situation has come to a head, and I believe that when situations reach this level, this crescendo, the solution is nearby.
Senate thereafter passed the Finance Bill 2020, which seeks to update Nigeria's tax laws to be able to address economic challenges posed by COVID-19. This is sequel to the consideration of the report of the Senate Committee on Finance, which recommended the amendment of the Federal Inland Revenue Service Establishment Act for automation of its operations. Senate is to investigate alleged loss of 1.2 trillion naira accruable to the federal government due to breach of 2000 to 2001 fiscal incentive package by Sinopec Adax Petroleum Company. The Nigerian Peace Corps Nigeria Hunters Council of Nigeria Establishment bills and the 2021 FCT appropriation bill of 299.9 billion naira passed second reading. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Similarly, the House of Representatives has called on the federal government to expedite action towards ensuring the safe return of all abducted school children, the recent of which are students of Government Science Secondary School, Kankara in Katsina State. National Assembly correspondent Lamiale reports that the issue came under matters of urgent public importance during plenary.
In the bipartisan motion raised by Representative Musa Sarki Adar, House members recall past abductions of students in Chibok, Buniadi, Dapchi, and several other locations. They stress the need for the implementation of the Safe School Declaration by providing adequate protection in the school environments against attacks by insurgents, bandits, and kidnappers.
Attacks on school is a violation of humanity and basic decency. Therefore, the federal government must put a stop to senseless attacks on the hopes and dreams of a generation of children.
The House has passed a resolution based on a motion from Representative Olajide Olatunbosun urging the Minister of State for Labour to halt all processes of commencing the 774,000 jobs allocation under the National Directorate of Employment until selection of beneficiaries is verified. The lawmaker said the president was ill-advised on the sacking of the DG of NDE.
These are very important, salient points. An otherwise commendable, very good, ambitious program by Mr. President. We should not allow it to be tainted in any way.
Mandate the Minister of Finance not to release funds for this program until all issues that are related to non-compliance to due process are resolved.
Meanwhile, a bill to alter constitutional provisions to enable councils of traditional rulers to advise the president and governors, sponsored by Representative Onufio Luke, and the bill seeking to strengthen the Police Service Commission, sponsored by Representative Yusuf Gagdi, passed second reading.
Provide for the composition and management of the Police Service Commission, charged with the responsibility, among other things, to appoint and exercise disciplinary control over officers of the Nigerian Police Force other than the Office of the Inspector General of Police, and to strengthen the Commission to be more functional in its operations.
Tuesday's plenary featured first reading of 23 bills. House Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila read out the notice of defection of Aliu Detsi from PDP to APC and Usman Anjuma from ABGA to APC. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Also, the All Progressives Congress wants the nation's security agencies to dig deeper and do better by ensuring that students go to school safely across the country. APC Chairman, Caretaker and Extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee, Governor Mai Malabuni, in a statement says the greater harm that insecurity can do to a nation is to destroy its education and the future of its youths. The APC believes that security agencies have the will, commitment and training to restore public confidence in their ability to secure the lives and property of Nigerians, and urged them to demonstrate this commitment by going after criminals and denying them the space to perpetrate crime. The party also assures Nigerians that it will continue to work with security agencies, governors, community and traditional leaders, as well as other stakeholders to address and improve the security situation in the country. The party praised that the ongoing efforts to free the abducted Government Science Secondary School Kankara students will be successful. For more on this story, our correspondent Shehu Adamu joins us live via Zoom from Katsina. Shehu, can you hear me? All right.
Are you with me?
Yes, I can hear you, Shehu. So please, could you give us the latest as regards efforts to rescue the students from the abductors?
Yes, thank you very much. From the discussion I had with the State Commissioner of Police, Katsina State Command, CP Sanusi Buba, he categorically made it clear that a substantial progress is being made to ensure that all the students are rescued like they have been repeating without collateral damage. And he said clearly that being a serious security matters, all hands are on deck to ensure that the goal is achieved. He is very hopeful, really, on achieving that. But that aside, apart from the 17 students that really escaped from the forest, not much additional information we have in our disposal. But from another interview I had with the director, DG Media to Katsina State Governor, Malam Abdullah Baran Malumfashi, he made it clear to me that henceforth, it is the responsibility of the Chief Executive of the state to comment on issues that has to do with the abduction of the Kankara students. And I'm sure all will believe me that they are taking such decision because they want an accurate flow of information.
All right, so Shehu. Okay, Shehu, thank you so much. It means that they are actually working tirelessly to ensure that the students are released. But talking about the 17 escapees, talking about the students that escaped from their abductors, do you know anything about their welfare, how they're faring, you know, what states, you know, they are at the moment?
Yeah, they have since reunited with their families, according to the report, and the CP told me.
All right, we appear to have lost signal with our correspondent in Katsina, Shehu Adamu, who was actually giving us an update on the abducted boys in Katsina. All right, in other news now, APC national leader Ahmed Bola Tinubu has made a case for engagement of youths into the security forces as part of measures to improve security and entrench lasting peace in the country. He made a call while commiserating with the government and people of Borno State over the killing of rice farmers in the state. Mohammed Goni reports.
Innocent Zabrumari rice farmers at Koshepe village of Mapa local government has spurred national and international condemnation, with experts and stakeholders offering a wide range of recommendations to avert the reoccurrence of the incident. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu believes that recruiting the youth into the military, police and other paramilitary establishments is the only way to stop the youth from falling into the hands of the insurgents.
We've seen the reaction of the federal government. We've seen the reaction of the armed forces. This is no longer a conventional warfare. This is more tactical, more reasoning, more crude.
The APC national leader described Governor Zulum as a courageous and talented leader who took the responsibility to see to the end of the insurgency and assured him of his support at all times. Governor Zulum thanked the elder statesman for the solidarity and condolence visit.
We remain grateful to you for all the support and empathy that you have been showing, you have been rendering to the good people of Borno State.
The governor also appreciated the words of wisdom and encouragement of the elder statesman, which he explained will take the states and the nation forward. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
The Buhari Media Organization has expressed worry over alleged collaboration by some Nigerians with Amnesty International to disregard ongoing post-NSAS investigations. National Coordinator Nia Kinshiju, during a press briefing at BMO Secretariat in Abuja, urged security agencies to be alert to the antics of some foreign bodies who, rather than use their coalition for the purpose of galvanizing Nigerians to survive the negative impact of COVID-19, are only interested in frustrating government's genuine intentions.
We have reasons to believe that this investigative panel, which they intend to run parallel with the state's judicial panel, is nothing short of a charade paid for by Amnesty International and Transparency Initiative to smear the image of the Nigerian army with contrived testimonies. We invite Nigerians to see how some of our countrymen have descended to the level of dragging their own country for wads of dollars, and advise Nigerians to reject these enemies of the nation and their self-serving mission.
The Buhari Media Organization appealed to the people to explore the open platform of the judicial panel to prove their claim of massacre at the Lekki toll gate. Vice President Yemi Osibanjo has received a United Kingdom delegation on trade, which is in the country to discuss likely impact of Brexit on UK bilateral partners, among other issues. The discussions revolved around improving relations between Nigeria and the United Kingdom across different sectors, especially in a post-Brexit era, with the Vice President noting some areas likely to be affected. As the Vice President observed, the COVID-19 pandemic era offers opportunities for Nigeria and the UK to adopt innovative ways of addressing challenges facing both countries, noting that education and capacity building in the judiciary are important areas of interest to Nigeria. Leader of the UK Prime Minister's trade delegation to Nigeria, Helen Grant, said the visit was a deliberate effort by the government of the United Kingdom to deepen ongoing conversation with friendly countries across different sectors ahead of Brexit. She said aside trade, both countries can work harder to strengthen ties in agriculture, health, technology, judiciary and other vital sectors, also expressing her country's interest in ensuring that Nigeria records improvements in these sectors. The imperatives for sacrifice, selflessness and patriotism are reflective of a new book, Dear Goodluck Jonathan, written in honor of former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and unveiled in Abuja. Abubakar Usman Akwanga reports that the event was an assemblage of Nigerians united for a character deserving of recognition and honor.
This group would perhaps have had no reason to convey, but for a key moment during the 2015 presidential election, then President Goodluck Jonathan had in a critical and tense moment conceded defeat, acknowledging that the major challenger in that election, President Muhammadu Buhari, was on the cusp of victory. Years later, and the story remains revealing. Told in these 35 chapters and 185 pages book, the author Bonaventure Philip Miller captures the maturity, humility, patience, and patriotic disposition of Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, despite the mirage of challenges associated with governance. The book reviewer and the then spokesman to the former President Reuben Abati concurred on most of the issues raised by the author. Serving governors, former ministers, and legislators, members of the diplomatic community and the bar extolled the leadership virtues of the former Nigerian leader.
As one indivisible and indissoluble nation under God must be done, and indeed he has done it.
You have made a name for Africa, in fact for all developing countries.
May God continue to make you that epitome of peace throughout your lifetime.
Nigeria is proud of you, Africa is proud of you, the world is proud of you.
Thank you, sir, for not allowing your personal ambition to override national interest.
The celebrant, who was overwhelmed with the honor, asserted that Nigeria is continually desirous of quality leadership.
We must take a deliberate policy. So my drive, my philosophy was to use education to change the society, to change Nigeria.
Many believed the book reflects the true character of the man who made the last call that stabilized the nation's political landscape on the onset of a new phase in 2015, and such literary appreciation tend to boost the public standing of that same man who, after service to his fatherland, remains a celebrated hero both within and outside the country. In Abuja, Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
Let's take a break now. The news continues shortly. Stay tuned.
This earth, we grow champions. In this earth, greatness takes root. Here, talent flourishes and passion ignites. Here, dreams, they come alive. We know football and life, they are the same. You get the ball, you run with the ball. People try to take the ball from you, don't let them. Keep your eyes on the ball. Don't lose sight of the goal. And when it's time, take the shot. Life is football. You must take your shot.
Great supporters of football. Glow Unlimited.
see how oily I am. It'll take forever to clean this.
Take it easy, Pan. Your days of endless scrubbing are over. Madame just bought Sunlight dishwashing liquid.
What do you know about a Pan's life?
This advanced formulation has real lemon juice that'll cut through all those stains fast in just one wipe.
Wow, that was fast.
See how easy it is to remove oil in one wipe?
Sunlight dishwashing liquid removes oil stains in just one wipe.
Everybody listen up. Let me tell you something. Better service don't lie. Don't just sit down there look. Star 990 hash. Now he big the code. To send money, it done days. Anywhere you get no long story. This is your bank. Now you can do more. 9 PSB. Now he be the way. Star 990.
Introducing 9PSB. Open an account right away with your phone number and instantly start to send and receive money by dialing star 990 hash. You can even pay your bills and also enjoy more opportunities to get your cash back through any of our nationwide agents near you.
This is to inform the Honorable Commissioners of Agriculture, stakeholders and the general public that the 44th meeting of the National Council on Agriculture and Rural Development, slated to hold on Wednesday 16th to Friday 18th December 2020, has been postponed due to the recent surge of COVID-19 cases across the country. A new date will be communicated in due course. We regret any inconveniences this postponement may cause. Announcer Dr. Abdul Kadir Muazu, Permanent Secretary.
Small beginnings, only stepping stones to bigger things. That's our philosophy at Premium Pension. And so no matter the size of your money, our team of expert fund managers invested wisely and actively to make sure your money is always working as hard as you do. After all, the things we're building today can help shape your future in the long run. And with the right partner by your side, the one thing you're sure to do is soar. Premium Pension. Active today, premium tomorrow. Don't be a joy killer. There is the right gadget for every moment. Redmi Note 9 Pro. Upgrade your life. Powered by Xiaomi.
On the Premier League Live, as Southampton take on Manchester City from 3:30 p.m. on the NTA network. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Papai Jebu, Lipton Tea, and Close Up in association with Gold.com.
Thank you for staying tuned. The Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano gas pipeline project has been described as a revolution that will mitigate energy deficit in Nigeria. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, says the project is already impacting on communities along its corridors through job creation, with more still in the pipeline. Zainab Ahmed says government is committed to its timely completion. Lydia Samson reports that the Finance Minister, Joint Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Timipre Silva, and the GMD of NNPC, Malik Kyari, to assess the progress of work on the project in Kaduna. They are optimistic that the project will be completed on schedule despite the COVID-19 pandemic. The project is expected to be delivered in 24 months. COVID-19 took the world like storm, halting everything and leaving a bitter taste in the mouth of billions of people around the world. While vaccines have been introduced to mitigate the impact, medical experts are, however, worried over the likelihood of a second wave of infections. Uche Ogochukwu looks at rising public disregard for COVID-19 preventive guidelines by Nigerians.
It's a typical day at the neighborhood market in Area 11 Garki, Abuja, with hustling and bustling of people engaged in one activity or another. Like many here, Ibrahim Lawal missed this atmosphere when the lockdown was imposed as a result of the coronavirus a few months ago.
I guess we don't like it at all. We don't like a more lockdown again.
But Ibrahim, like almost everyone here, is not adhering to the protocols that will prevent another lockdown. He neither wears masks nor observes the other preventive measures. Now, Nigeria is said to be experiencing a second wave, and until the protocols are observed, people here and other places face the risk of contracting the virus.
We are ready to carry 3 at the back, 1 at the front. But so many passengers, if you tell them the price, they cannot pay.
Even at places of worship where high sense of obedience is required, safety protocols have been neglected, despite the clerics being part of those who drew up the guidelines.
This one is attitude for human being. You know, different people, different understanding. So you cannot say everybody you must understanding 100%.
What is happening in the wider society is also affecting the church. But then, hand washing, face mask wearing or face shield is very essential.
Already, some states are recording high figures with some governors going into isolation. The PTF has repeatedly cautioned against complacency against the virus and insists on strict compliance with the COVID-19 protocol. The likes of Ibrahim may not like the inconveniences of the protocol, but it's far better than the devastating consequences of COVID-19, which affects all aspects of human endeavor. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News. 3 ambulances and 100,000 pieces of face masks have been presented to Borno State government by BOA Foundation as part of efforts to contain the second wave of coronavirus pandemic. Representative of the foundation, Dr. Aliyu Idi Hang, presented the materials to Governor Babagana Umar Zulum at the Government House, Maiduguri. Mohammed Goni reports.
Nigerian authorities have warned that the country may be on the verge of a second wave of COVID-19 pandemic, which was largely attributed to increased infections within communities and to a lesser extent by travelers entering Nigeria. Donation of 3 ambulances and 100,000 pieces of face masks by BOA Foundation to the Borno State government was timely, especially now that efforts are being made to contain the upsurge of the second wave.
When they were saying second wave, we thought it was a joke, but in the recent few days, we have seen resurgence of this pandemic. We want to say that with all the good work Your Excellency is doing, with all the support you have given the state, corporate organizations and individuals are supposed to come to the aid of the state toward helping solving this problem.
Governor Babagana Umara thanked the donor Abdulsamad Ishaka Rabiu for touching the lives of the people of Borno, saying the materials will go a long way in averting the second wave of COVID-19 in the state.
Let me, on behalf of the government and people of Borno State, convey my deep appreciation to the chairman and chief executive of the BOA Foundation, Alhaji Abdul Samad, for donating these items to the government of Borno State for onward delivery to our health institutions with a view to containing the COVID-19 pandemic in the state.
The governor directed the Minister of Health to ensure judicious utilization of the materials. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
And away from COVID-19, a National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies has concluded plans towards full integration of the Sangaya system of education into formal education with a view to making the system more viable and relevant to national needs. Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachukwu reports that the acting registrar of the board, Professor Shafiu Abdullahi, made this known at a retreat with Islamic scholars in Kano and Bauchi states.
Quran scholars, proprietors of Sangaya schools in separate meetings in Kano and Bauchi to interface with the leadership of the National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies on modalities for integrating the Sangaya system into formal education system for more efficient, more effective, and result-oriented teaching and learning in their respective schools.
We believe integrating the Islamic knowledge and formal education system will benefit us and future generations. I urge all to embrace the initiative.
We as Anga scholars are very supportive to the integration. We must move with time.
The coming together of these scholars, including the renowned Sheikh Dair Usman Bauchi, was made possible by acting registrar of the board, Professor Shafiu Abdullahi, whose stewardship, they say, is witnessing tremendous achievements, including wider acceptability of the board's examination, facilitation of the completion of its permanent headquarters, which houses offices and branded center for Zangaya education for smooth running and regulation nationwide.
That is why we decide to have this place, so that the federal government can have a full control of Zangaya programs. Even during this workshop in Kano, you can see it.
Certainly the old system needs the new system to survive.
Similar workshop is expected to hold in Kaduna and Kwara states.
In response to the dynamics of time, the National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies has also keyed into the information and communication technology in its training and operations. Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachku, NTA News.
All right, let's take a break here and let Adiola feed us from Lagos. Adiola, it's over to you.
Yere. The commencement of commercial service on the standard gauge of the Lagos-Ibadan rail line has presented an array of options for commuters along the axis as passengers have started to harness the opportunity the rail service offers. Michael Olaleye reports that the hope of industrial growth along the corridor is looking brighter than envisaged.
A common sight on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and going by statistics from the Federal Road Safety Corps, more than 10,000 vehicles ply this corridor every day as at 2018. In the midst of these trucks and tankers, Ismail Ogbori Efon has navigated more than 5 years, shortening between Lagos and Ibadan. Today, he's making the first journey through rail, and the experience differs.
If you want to get to Lagos by this time in Ibadan, maybe you have left by 5 a.m. But today, you left 8 at Mania, and we are in Lagos almost 11.
Beyond the comfort and freedom to plan one's trip, the activation of commercial service on the Lagos-Ibadan rail line is making people to dream, and some of them are already looking at the prospects of daily movement between Lagos and Ibadan.
The workstations were good. Being able to work with your laptops while on a journey.
Very pleasant. I'm so impressed, and I pray that we'll continue to make this kind of progress in Nigeria.
Comfort, they say, comes with a price, and this seems to be the only challenge for now.
The lowest fare is Abuja to Ibadan, 600 naira. Okay, so it's a range. Yes, the railway is a mass transit, and that is why, like I said, we've graduated it so that what, if you cannot afford 6,000 naira in one trip, do the one for 2,500.
Although traffic is still at low ebb, but 8 coaches consisting of different categories are being used for the operation, with more trips to be introduced as the population increases. The loading point is from Ibadan at 8 in the morning, and the close to 3-hour journey terminates at Lagos once daily on weekdays. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
Now moving on to security, the Nigerian Navy has restated its resolve to continue to protect maritime assets and activities for economic prosperity. The Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete-Iba, stated this at the flag-off of the NLC inspection exercise Still Waters. Dr. Oguyemi completes the report.
Over the years, the Nigerian Navy has recorded many successes following the arrest of several suspects involved in illegal maritime activities. This feat has been achieved through constant surveillance and sea exercises conceived to enhance safe maritime operations. The flag-off of the 2020 Sea Inspection Exercise Still Waters by the Chief of the Naval Staff, who was represented, is to build on the successes so far recorded in the areas of anti-piracy, anti-crude oil theft, and anti-smuggling operations.
This is just part of the way to check our operational readiness in keeping our waters safe. There are ongoing exercises in the Nigerian Navy already against anti-piracy, anti-crude oil theft, and anti-smuggling, such as Sariteku and Calm Waters.
The main effort of the ongoing operations is geared towards deterring and preventing criminalities that adversely impinge on legitimate activities in the maritime domain.
The event, which is taking place under the Western Naval Command's area of responsibility, has 12 participating ships, 2 helicopters, and elements of the Special Boat Service. In Lagos, Dotun Okmiemi, NTA News.
It's time for us to go on another break. The news continues to stay.
May all your dreams come true this Christmas.
Expressions without words won't have it any other way. Moments will feel joy. Been lost in the moment, the freedom. You will find that's what's celebrating. Bring your moments alive. Find your satisfaction in the nourishing trend and sparkling. Celebrate a little way, making big differences in the nourishing trend and sparkling.
Enjoy in red grape, white grape, peach variants, the Valletta sparkling fruit drink. Celebrate every moment.
Southampton welcome the stuttering Manchester on the Premier League Live as Southampton take on Manchester City from 3:30 p.m. on the NTA network. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Papai Jebu, Lipton Tea, and Close Up in association with Gold.com.
Welcome back. The role of the media as a viable tool for informing and educating the public on the dangers of drug abuse has been re-echoed. This was at an interactive session with the media on national awareness on drug abuse, with the theme, Drug Abuse Can Kill, organized by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development in Abuja. Ruth Aguele brings us details.
Augustine Isaac is only 14 years old, but he's already conscious of the dangers of drug abuse. For him, this self-consciousness has helped him stay focused.
I've seen someone who used to take drugs and today is not behaving normal. He's behaving like a mad person now.
This interactive session with the media as agents of social change, organized by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, is to promote more awareness on the dangers of drug abuse, especially among the youth population, to reduce the continuous abuse of drugs and its devastating effect on the society.
the effect of drug abuse is detrimental not only to the individual, but to the society as a whole. Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development is also mandated to formulate and implement humanitarian and social policies towards improving living standards of the target groups to ensure a society devoid of drugs abuse.
The media is encouraged to report helpful and accurate information to bring about the desired change to curb the growing trend of drug abuse in the country. In Abuja, Ruth Aguela, NTA News.
Let's now join Ogochukwuka in Benin for more reports. Ogochukwuka.
Thank you, Ianre. Good evening and compliments of the season. 2 integrated farms have been launched in Akoko-Edo local government area of Edo State. They are in 2 communities covering 200 hectares of land. Launched by the Benin Owena River Basin Development Authority, the projects are in line with the federal government's agricultural drive for economic growth, development, food security, and job creation.
The 2 farm projects, which are modeled after the Songhai farm in Porto Novo, Benin Republic, covers 100 hectares of land each, with various sections to include production, processing, research enterprises, as well as sales points. The Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, who was represented at the launch, noted that the Benin Owena River Basin Development Authority is carrying out the federal government's directive of diversify the economy.
Take ownership of these projects, key into it, and take it as their own, and protect them because they are for your economic empowerment.
The Managing Director, Benin Owena River Basin Development Authority, wants the host communities to ensure full security of the farm.
The farms are being planned around the communities. So from the very beginning, the ownership of the community is institutionalized.
Work has already commenced in the 2 farms with the construction of the market in Akoko-Edo. Victor Odion Acha, NTA News.
And now the President, Catholic Bishops Conference of Nigeria and Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Benin Metropolitan See, Most Reverend Augustine Akubeze, is reminding Christians that faith in Christ should unite them in overcoming the challenges the world is facing. This is contained in his Christmas message at the 2020 Festival of 9 Lessons and Carols by the NTA Benin Network Center in conjunction with the Catholic Archdiocese of Benin City. It had the theme, Born to Redeem. Goodluck Enaini reports.
Archbishop Akubeze says the challenges facing the world can be surmounted if genuine repentance is in place. He calls for prayers.
Let us ask Christ to redeem our nation from corruption and senseless killings, to redeem Edo State from incessant kidnappings, robberies and criminality, to redeem the world from coronavirus. May this Christmas bring us good tidings and God's blessings. May it bring joy to our families and restore peace to our state.
Some other dignitaries are in tune with the Archbishop.
We must shun violence. We must say no to kidnapping. We must say no to terrorism. We must say no to killings. This is not who we are.
Christ is the Prince of Peace. The world should embrace the way of Christ so that they can experience peace.
Zonal Director, NTA Benin Network Center, Pauline Igbano, is hopeful that the country will come out stronger.
It's giving a wonderful, a beautiful message of hope of the Redeemer that is about to be born, a message of redemption.
The 9 lessons were taken by eminent personalities, including the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu, represented by his wife, Miriam, amidst carols. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
We take another break now. The news continues thereafter. Please stay tuned.
Home Southampton welcome the South on the Premier League Live as Southampton take on Manchester City from 3:30 p.m. on the NTA network. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Papa Ijebu, Lipton Tea, and Close Up in association with Gold.com.
Do you know that 35% of every girl child and women are raped on a daily basis? Some are killed in the process, some take their lives in shame, others remain emotionally dead for life. It is sad. This culture is not ours, definitely not African. How did we allow bad culture to infiltrate and take over? Even if you lack fear for the law, what of fear of God? And you, why do you cover up rape acts when it happens? Remember, a problem shared is a problem half solved. Never cover any rape act because a rapist is a murderer. It could be you or your loved ones next. Women must be treated like the prize gem they are. Say no to rape.
Thank you for staying. Senate has sworn in 4 persons who won the just concluded senatorial by-elections in some states. The immediate past governor of Bayelsa State, Sirake Dixon, representing Bayelsa West PDP, replaces Senator Lawrence Erojakpo, who emerged deputy governor of Bayelsa State in February 2020. Same for Cleopas Moses of PDP, Bayelsa Central, who replaces Senator Doye Diri, who as a 7th senator emerged governor of Bayelsa State in February 2020. Tokumbo Abiru of the APC Lagos East replaces Adebayo Oshinowo, who died in June 2020, while Professor Nora Dadut Plateau South, also of APC State, replaces late Ignatius Logjam, who died in February 2020. The Joint National Assembly Committee on the Independent National Electoral Commission has inaugurated a technical committee that will ensure effective consideration of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Now, government is adding more impetus in its drive at engaging Nigerians in diaspora to step up efforts in contributing their quota to the development of the country. This is the fallout from Think Nigeria Diaspora Symposium organized by Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with the theme Engaging the Nigerian Diaspora for Inclusive Development. The symposium is to enrich the framework for occupying the minds of Nigerian professionals in diaspora on how to better galvanize themselves for socio-economic transformation of Nigeria and Africa.
I therefore commend the DTCA for living up to the government's expectation and for coming up with this symposium that will certainly chart the way forward for further diaspora engagement in national development.
Nigerians in Diaspora Commission believes that government is providing the conducive environment to meet the desired goals.
We have a government that is saying, no, we cannot ignore the diaspora. And I'm not saying pack your bags and come home. We're saying wherever you are, you can be part of the programs and policies of the federal government of Nigeria.
Over the years, the Directorate has been engaged in programs involved in the use of African experts in tackling developmental challenges all over Africa.
The Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa has been serving as a vital instrument for regional integration, particularly with the deepening globalization of the world economy. And on security, the Nigeria Police Force is expanding facilities at the newly established Police Basic Secondary School, Abuja, to enable children and boards of police personnel access basic and qualitative education. Francis Form tells us more.
A quarter guard parade by students of the Police Basic Secondary School, Abuja.
Sentry mounted by Police Secondary School, Abuja. Commanded by Abdulrahman Abubakar.
A two-story building of 14 classrooms, 4 administrative blocks, 2 halls with an ICT center containing 40 computers and other facilities have been unveiled.
Our result is to ensure judicial utilization of the mega funds at our disposal.
The police chief says it is part of efforts aimed at enhancing the intellectual well-being of children of police personnel.
The initiative is also part of the broad welfare program for personnel of the force. Aside this, we have invested massively in the renovation, modernization, the equipment, and expansion of our existing police colleges and schools across the country.
The IGP encouraged police personnel to take advantage of such educational facilities nationwide to enroll their children while focusing on safeguarding lives and property. In Abuja, Francis Form, NTA News.
And now a bit of sports. The National Council on Sports agrees on the National Sports Festival to hold between 14th and 28th of February 2021. Olumude Oguntala has more.
About 32 teams participated in the maiden edition of Dr. Daniel Olukoya Football Tournament, tagged Dominion Cup. In the under-15 final, Greater Tomorrow FC defeated God's Grace FC 5-4 via penalties, while under-20 final saw Layinka Football Club beat Makoko FC by a lone goal.
The raw talent that you see at this level is very exciting.
What we are doing now is to reposition the youth of Nigeria and even beyond.
Trophies, medals and cash prizes were presented to the winners. Still on football, the second edition of the Reunion and Awards of Policemanship Football Team has held in Lagos, featuring a novelty football match between the men and the women's team. It created a platform for players who once played for the team to reunite after many years. The Policemanship Football Team also celebrated its former players who have made the country proud in the past.
Some of them see themselves last for over 50, 18 years ago, but you see they're still playing like a team.
Coming out here gives you another sense of belongings. You don't forget what you did in the past.
From the Nigerian Women Football League, Week 2 fixtures slated for Wednesday indicate that Robo Queens will host Osun Babes. Pelican Stars will trade tackles with Ibom Angels, while Abia Angels will be the guests of Royal Queens, among other matches. In basketball, River Dragons of Lagos have emerged champions of the first edition of Light It Up Basketball Championship, held at the Lupeju Park Basketball Court, with a 41-35 points victory over Warlords from Abeokuta. Nkechi Babes won the female event with 34-23 points at the expense of their counterparts from Ogun State, the War Queens.
Winning is good, yeah, so it's not going to end here. From here, we're going forward.
If you play often, then definitely you're going to improve on your skills, and that's what we're trying to achieve here.
The event also pitched Unilag against border veterans in a novelty match. With sports update, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
Family, friends and sympathizers have eulogized late Professor Reverend Anthony Duna, whose final interment took place in his hometown, Pella, in Hung local government area of Adamawa State. Simon Nashar reports.
It was a glorious exit of a royal gym as people from all walks of life, including Governor Ahmadu Marufin III of Adamawa State, gathered at the Lutheran Church of Christ, LCC in Hong, to pay their last respect to a professor of neuropharmacology at Harvard University of the United States of America, late Reverend Anthony Dunan, whose kind-heartedness radiates love and affection in the lives of the people, both home and abroad.
Don't see death as an enemy if you live a righteous life. It is only a sinner that refuses to repent that should call death an enemy.
Late Professor Reverend Anthony Dunan's remains was later committed to the Mother Earth in his hometown, Pella, amidst tears.
Anton was such a hardworking and generous man, always willing to give his time and resources.
We pray that we will be able to emulate the kind of life that he has lived.
He left behind his wife, a daughter, brothers and sisters, among other relatives. In Yola, Simon Asher, NTA News.
Before we go, let's now take a quick peep at the weather outlook for Wednesday.
Hello,
the pink coloration on the satellite images shows a dust plume raised in the early hours of Tuesday from Fire Lagoon and following the trajectory of the wind. We expect this dust to get to the extreme northern part of the country, thereby causing the dust haze episode over the region. The coastal part of the country, especially Yenagoa and Calabar axis, should have prospects of morning thunderstorms. The afternoon should look busy for the coastal region as thunderstorm activities should still be the prevailing weather. Thanks for watching. I am Akami Samarka.
We will continue to do our part, and we expect you to also do yours so we can bring an end to rape. That's Network News tonight. Many thanks for watching. Good night.